Hey guys! Today I wanted to tell you guys about a story about my twin flame. It's something that I've been asked about a little bit, so I wanted to give you guys a story. I want you guys to understand how I was willing to stand on my own in order to have this. Okay? When I first met him, we recognized each other right away. We considered each other family. That we were drawn to each other. Okay? And it's very hard to describe, but we had a bond that could not be broken. And you see, at the time when I met him, he was recovering from a divorce, and I could see how hurt he was, and I could see everything. I could see right through him. I guess that was unconsciously. I had no idea at the time that I was looking at my reflection, another point of me in space time. But that is what he was doing. And so at the time, I was never going to tell him who I was. I just couldn't. Because, you see, I didn't want to be in his drama. I wasn't going to lower myself to that level. And his drama was, right now I need to get over what happened with my wife, my ex-wife, and right now I'm not going to care about any woman that way. Okay? So you have to understand my perspective here. I wasn't going to drop down to that frequency, so I would rather be his friend than one of those girls. It's a choice. But you see, the choice that I made that didn't include any kind of suffering. You with me on that so far? Okay. So, years went by, and we remained friends, and we were like family, and we've always been that way. I watched him talk about a bunch of girls. In fact, one of my favorite times was when he met some girl, and she's like, she talks a good game. She sounds just like you. Can you guys understand that? He said, she sounds just like you. But he still couldn't see that I was what he was looking for. He was a little slow on the uptake on that one. Anyway, it was especially hard because we were platonic for nearly 7 years. For 7 years, we remained friends, and he got used to me reading his mind. He got used to me touching objects in his home and seeing what he had done the night before. Yeah, he got used to all that. There was no secrets between us. None whatsoever. Okay? And later on, as time goes on, I think he's come to realize that every time he acted as if he acted in a certain way that I did not approve, I would walk away. Walk away. Okay? And then his world would go dark. It was as if the light was missing. Okay? It wasn't missing, I simply moved a little further up in the frequency, and he had to catch up. And in the meantime, that space between us grew. And he couldn't tolerate it, so he would come join me. And so we did this several occasions as friends, not even as a couple, as friends. But you see, it's my refusal to be in his hang up at the moment that ensured that I wasn't. Okay? Now, later on, I basically decided, okay, it's time to tell you. I'm your twin. Do what you must with that information. And he still had no idea at the time. But then he came around because I showed him my world. I showed him everything that I know, and I showed him the kingdom that I was, and that was all I needed to do. That was all I needed to do. But it is a knowing that you are the kingdom. It is in knowing what you are. It's in owning it. See, I never dropped down to his level in that sense. I was never going to say, okay, well, I'd rather be in your life in a shitty way than not at all. And women do that. And I don't. No. And that's something that you have to learn. It's a self-loving discipline. But that self-loving discipline is what molds and shape what you get to experience. You see, it's the template. Can you guys understand that? It's the template. Your relationship with yourself sets a precedent for everything else. And now I'm blessed. I'm absolutely blessed with a man whom every time I look in his eyes, I see God. See? And that's my job. That's what I do with people. Even when I leave them, I'll ask them, have you seen the face of God yet? And when they say yes, that's my cue. I'm okay to go now. Sometimes an angel needs to step into your life for a little while just to show you the face of God.